Ladies and gentlemen, we are at the Sabang zip line, and this is the lower end of the zip line, and this is how they stop the zip lines right here. They use these wooden blocks. It's basically a friction thing where one block smacks into the other block, pushes this block up, and it creates a little bit of friction on the lower block. Now I will show you from a better angle. These blocks here, there are many blocks, say about 10 blocks. And what they do is they slide these blocks out here, along here. Now, this has a little bit of friction, and this has a little bit of friction, but when the blocks hit each other, like this, it pushes this block up. It pushes it up, and it causes more friction. So this way, you can push it with one finger, but when the block hits, it pushes it up and slows it down. And then you have many blocks all added up, and the more weight that's on there, the more friction. So that's how that works. Now the ride comes from 150 feet above sea level on the other end of this cable, 800 meters away. So that's how it stops. It stops with these blocks. Your zip line hits this, and it pushes these series of blocks back. I never saw an operation like that before, but I've never been on a zip line before, so how could I see something like that? I guess they use it in many different functions, and actually I worked with cables all my life. I never saw that type of a braking system. Now this is Sabang, and these are all chemtrails. Everything that you see in the sky was created this morning with a plane, or chemicals from a plane, or what Manny calls a cloak craft. Manny being the father of all chemtrail technology, he calls it the cloak craft. They're adding chemicals to the existing moisture and creating clouds, or they're creating clouds or creating chemtrails. But one thing for sure, all of this that you see is a series of sprays, dots, and dashes. None of this is real. Now Lucy and I are at the zip line, the bottom of the zip line, waiting for my mask. I made a mistake and put something down and on the table while I was paying for something, my Obama mask. And can you imagine, I walked from where we are now to that shed over there, which is about 200 yards. Then I walked another 250 yards to a river that they took us across with a bamboo raft. Then from the bamboo raft we walked another 100 yards to the Jeep that took us directly back to our hotel about 600 yards down the road. And I left my mask, and it took me every bit of a half hour to get to the last guard booth where the policeman is. A half an hour my mask sat on the table, and no one used their radio, no one called me, no one said please tell that man to come back, no one gave my mask to the jeepney driver or the Jeep driver that brought us back to the hotel. No one mentioned that my mask was missing. No one came to the hotel at night to offer to give my mask back. And then this morning when we came to get the mask, it was a mystery for a while. It was a mystery for a while, and I was very calm about the whole thing, and Lucy went nuts. She went in Tagalog, and then she went, and the man said one thing, went back and forth about 4 times, and then they said, oh, the man who has the mask went home with the mask by mistake. So I said, well, just tell him we will come to his house and get the mask. And no, that didn't work out so well. So now they said they will give it to me tomorrow, but without the mask, without the Obama mask, I cannot make video today. And today was the second to the last day to make video. So I need the mask today in order to make video today. So now they were kind enough to send one of the men back to the other man's house that took my Obama mask home by mistake. Now, the furthest that I ever was where you see those boats on the beach, which is about 500 meters from here. Maybe 550 meters from here. That's where my cottage was, the Love Shack. And that's the furthest I was away from the mask, and that's the furthest I ever was away from this booth. And they had a problem deciphering that the mask I wore down the zip line, that I wore up the trail, that I wore through the property, that I came off the thing, that I had the video with me in the video and the pictures with me in the video of me on the zip line with the mask. They had a problem deciphering that the mask was mine and where I went, even though the jeepney driver drove me straight to my front door of my hotel. And I said, that's where we're staying. And he said, very nice, and blah, blah, blah. So now, apparently, the mask is coming. Apparently. And if I have to, and if it wasn't just, if it was just a mask, I wouldn't have much of a problem with it. But it's an Obama mask, and I can't get another Obama mask in the Philippines. Simply not possible. So that's today's story. And Lucy, when I couldn't believe, let me tell you something. I thought she was gonna rip the guy's head off. She was, because it's such an obvious thing that it was my mask. You cannot be mistaken about this. Now, the men here were very nice, and the men here were not the people that took the mask home by mistake. It was an accident. I know it was an accident. Even though there's a lost and found, I'm sure it was an accident. Positive about that. I mean, I know the man, there was no malice, nothing like that. So there's Manny's mountain over there, and all of this stuff is man-made, and Lucy sees this stuff. Lucy sees the chemtrails now, and I explained to her about the chemtrails and the vaccinations and how they're destroying life as we know it. To explain the word genetics or genome to Lucy, who has she's relatively intelligent. She knows what's right and wrong, what her choices are. Naturally, I don't know. I only know her for a week, but she knows there's a difference between right and wrong and good and bad. She's basically a very good person. So, but she doesn't understand our English words, genome, the science of genetics. She may very well understand that in her language, but I do not know how to say genetics in Visaya or Tagalog. But I explained to her that they want you dead. 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 Chemicals in the atmosphere. 26 vaccines for the little bambinos and the babais and the lalakis before the age of 5, and aspartame instead of a sugar, which is a garbage coming from the back of a worm's butthole. And they want you dead, they want you dead. My friend from Jeff at TV, he made me understand it's important to say they want you dead. These are chemtrails. Oh, look at this. Look at this, They Want You Dead. I say a couple of bars of the They Want You Dead song, and look, they bring out of the planes. Bring on the line makers. They want you dead, they want you dead. They put the chemtrails over your head. They want you dead, they want you dead. They put the chemtrails over your head. Line makers in the atmosphere. Chemicals in your eyes and ears. 26 vaccines for the bambinos. I just saw the plane glitter because it's in the sunshine up there where there was a hole in the atmosphere. They want you dead, they want you dead. They put the chemtrails over our head. They want you dead, they want you dead. That's definitely a plane. Man, I could see. You could be the father of chemtrails, but I have the good eyes, man. I have the 18 vision. That's right. And I kind of see the reflection off of the airline, off of the empennage, and in to the side of the. There's a rear view mirror on that plane, so they could have checked that. So the rear view mirror was reflecting off of the empennage from the airline and from down here. I kind of see that the pilot of that airplane has a blue shirt on, and his tie is undone. It's a regular tie, but it's an undone tie. It's an Air Force tie. He's a captain. That's right. But man, just because you're the father of the chemtrails does not mean those planes are not real. Those planes take off in a land from somewhere, and although you are the father of a chemtrails, you're kind of kissing my ass. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, J. That's a freaking chemtrail. There's no doubt. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, J. You kind of kissing my ass today. That's a chemtrail over my head because they want you dead, dead, dead. That's right, baby. And always remember those three things I talk about. Always remember those three things, ladies and gentlemen. Always remember those three things, because those three things are the most important three things in the world. And the arc that it rode in on, baby.